Howdy, howdy. How's everyone doing tonight? Welcome in. Thank you for the being hype before I go live, Dapper. Always appreciate it. Dapper beat me into the stream today. But how are things? How's everybody's week going? How's everybody's Thursday? We're back again with yet another episode of Resident Evil 2. The old one, not the other one, but that's on Tuesdays. Today is Thursday, we're going to do the original. When last we left off, hey, Just Dread, how's it going? When last we left off, we left Claire we got Claire out of the basement, away from those horrible lickers in the basement, and back up into the RPD proper, as we do our last little victory lap around the RPD before we move on. But before we get started, just a reminder, this one goes particularly, this game has some unsettling stuff in it. And if you are sensitive to violence or depictions of certain kinds of violence, I'll give another warning later, but it's a little dark. And as always, here's the content screen. And we'll go ahead and hop right back in. And clearly, I just want to show off that I pulled that content screen and made a thing for it. And as always, let me know if the game is too loud, too quiet, or anything like that, and I can adjust it as I go. We're going to make a quick run in here to the item box. Our dear old friend, the item box. Because I need to drop off some stuff. So, Just Dread, how did you end up liking Prey? I wasn't able to interact much because I was doing things in the background, but looked like a fine game. And I apparently can't remember what my buttons do. So part of the reason I was late today is because I was trying to get my other controller synced up, and it wasn't having it. Because every time I unplug my Xbox controller, my Xbox turns on. So when I use it for my PC, it gets weird. What do you think? We have to go this way. I think this way is the way we have to go. I feel like I've been real fortunate. I've gotten a lot of really good game suggestions lately. Gonna snag some coffee, be right back. Always a good time for coffee. I've been so behind on... So normally, I'm very particular on my coffee. I make like fancy cold brew and all that. I screwed up. We actually need a thing. I got confused with the original, or with the remake. I actually, I've normally I'm pretty good about like making my own like coffee in the morning and all that. But lately I've been terrible about all of that kind of stuff. Would y'all ever have like the executive function kind of problems? Where it's like, you just have some issues like doing like simple things you know need to get done. I get into those funks where like I'll have like a couple weeks or however long of like just not being able to get myself to do things. Okay, I'm gonna need both of those items, so I might as well bring them with me. But yeah, like lately I've been having that kind of an issue where like I've been meaning to go and buy a trash can because I need a trash can in my room. Which right now just kind of like old paper plate off to the side of the desk that needs to get thrown out, and like a shopping bag full of like garbage on the like small paper garbage on the other side. I've been like putting it off for like weeks now. Like I've just been having like a lot of trouble doing that kind of stuff, and one of the things that's been trouble for has been making my coffee in the, like, you're not the zombie who was here a minute ago. One of the things I've been having trouble with is like making my coffee during the day. This key is useless. Discard. Like I normally in the summer make cold brew. You know, I'd take a mason jar and like 7 or 8 ounces. How did I miss? Like legit, how did I miss? But yeah, like normally I make cold brew for, you know, when it's hot out, because ain't nothing worse than oh, I guess I shouldn't just like auto do this puzzle. I should explain it. No. There's a first aid spray there if anybody's interested. So we want this object that clearly isn't pre-rendered. Picture of a man and a carriage. Something is written on the wheel. Like the queen, the king, and the jack. Then the carriage will start running. So, over here we have a boiler. It's already lit, because I lit that. But we also have 3 things. The number 12 has been etched in this one. Well, if you know cards, you know that 12, 13, or 11, 12, and 13 all pertain to the royal cards, or I forget, there's a name for them. But you light those in the order that the thing tells you, and you get a gear. A metal gear, if you will, or a cogwheel. And that's it. It's 1 + 1 logic. It's run across the room twice. I actually am at... I don't remember the last time I actually read what the thing says. Oh yeah, no, Claire, run right into that zombie. That's groovy. I say as though I'm not controlling her. I got a feeling it's going to be one of those type days. Because I feel like I'm just like slightly off. You know? Shit. I want to grab that green herb so I can mix it with this red I have. But I have no item space. Which I actually don't even need to come out this way. I can go the other way. It's one of them days, y'all. Thought it was just, like... But I've been really bad about doing that kind of stuff lately. It's what I'm getting at. And, like... It's not... It's like a dumb thing to be, like, miffed about, too, in my opinion. Because it's like... It's getting a trash... Like, I've dealt with out for however long. And, like, it's like not having I just drink hot coffee. Like, I gotta order more coffee and all that. Because Dapper turned me on to that, Bones Coffee Co. And they are very good. Crap, I could have gone the other way. I am... Ooh. Today is a bad brain day. Because I actually did not need to come this way. I literally could have gone the other way. I don't know. I'm all thrown off, too. So, can you hear it? In the background, you can kind of hear them. But there are lickers in this hallway now. That's why we're not running. Because they can't hear you unless you run. We're gonna let it get on by us. We're just gonna... Now we run. Because now it's hurt us. And there's another one, I think, up here, but... Not our problem. Yeah, they, when you come back to the RPD, they repopulate a lot of everywhere with lickers. And certain other things happen, like horrible, horrible things. Case in point. Because we didn't block off any of these windows, the zombies have come in. So yeah, thankfully, the only enemy in our way from what we have to do now and where we're going now to where we're going is, I think, that liquor we just passed and possibly one in here, if I'm not mistaken. Oh yeah, there's one in here. We're gonna get nice up and close, and then... That's the downside, like, unless Claire really doesn't have good firepower. And the spread on the bow gun's kinda terrible. But we're gonna use that crank we got ever so long ago. Crank some stairs down. Turn around, go up them. And this is the bell tower. This is how much more simple the bell tower was than in the remake. Like, but you put the gear in, press the button, and a thing opens. And if you're Leon, that's actually a shortcut. As Claire, that is not a shortcut. I actually think technically if we were able to jump down, it would actually soft lock the game, or hard lock the game. Because it would lead to an area that Claire cannot access. I don't remember if I did this. No, I didn't. Okay. But we can now easily do a library puzzle. Which library puzzle is stupidly simple. Look over here. Notice where the bookshelves are. And the only way out is by hitting this button, so let's hit that button. And what's fun about this puzzle is you can actually move while it's still going, and the sound effect will stop or continue the length of the entire puzzle. But we got our other little stone piece we needed. And I should reload in case that liquor wants to give me any gruff. But right back out here and back around to the other side of the hallway. Which, like I said, I realistically didn't need to come up that way. But I did. This liquor, I'm actually gonna try to get by it without fighting it. I really don't have the health. It doesn't really know I'm here. It kind of knows. Come on, go. Sure. It's been going. How's your coffee? Just trying not to aggravate this liquor in front of me, because I don't want to fight it. Now, what I could do is go down that ladder and reset where the liquor is. Ooh. How's the new job been treating you? Like, I know you said you were mostly training this week, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, did he actually turn and go down that corner? I was just saying how, I've been really lazy about not, like, making my own coffee and all that. So yeah, the liquors are, blind and dumb. They're not the smartest enemy in a Resident Evil game. As long as I don't touch it, I should be alright. Although we get close enough to that door, I think I'm going to try to YOLO past it. It's going well, but didn't actually work. Real nice change of pace. That's good. I mean, if you have to work at work, that's not the worst thing in the world, in my opinion. Because, like, when you actually, like, work and, like, do things at work, it kind of makes the day move a little better. Like, you aren't just sitting there going, alright, let's get on getting on, like. But we have to gear up, because now's kind of a time for a thing. Have any other firepower? No. But we are going to save, because I'm not doing all of that again. But yeah, I find that, like, when you're working and you actually are doing things, it helps. And, like, you know, like, I know a lot of people, like, probably are better at not doing things than others, but I'm not one of those people. I can just kind of sit there and do nothing. I can occupy my time, but I can't, like, sit there and just not do anything. Never really been able to, but yeah, I don't like when there's nothing to do. Thankfully, staying busy since I handle phone, email, as Facebook chats, etc. Oof. I mean, that sounds awful because it's the, you know, constantly dealing with people thing. Like, despite the fact that, like, I've chosen to do this, I'm not really a people person. So, like, that sounds excruciating to me. But, like, if it's something you like, it's something you like, and that's even better.
Claire! Sherry, you're okay.
I had a weird shadow on my face and it was bothering me. Hold on a sec. Largely not in person, I can deal. Yeah, I mean, everybody's got their own little, like, things about that. Like, I am very muchly in the camp of, like, the last thing I want to do is make a phone call. Like, phone calls are terrible, and I don't want to do it. But everybody's different. Now, excuse me, I have to read somebody else's mail. Mail to the chief. To Mr. Brian Irons, Chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. We have lost the Mansion Lab facility due to the actions of the renegade operative Albert Wesker. Fortunately, his interference will have no lasting effects upon our continued virus research. Our only present concern is the presence of the remaining STARS members, Redfield, Valentine, Burton, Chambers, and Vickers. If it comes to light that the STARS have any evidence as to the activities of our research, dispose of them in such a manner that would appear to be purely accidental. Continue to monitor their progress and make certain their knowledge does not go public. Annette will continue to be your contact throughout this affair. William Birkin. Okay, yeah, like, I mean, if you have somebody who will do it for you, that's wonderful. But, like, inbound stuff, like, does make it a little easier. Like, to Mr. Brian Irons, Chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. I have deposited the amount of $10,000 US. Swear that they had to specify that. To the account for your services this term as per our agreement. Wait. $10,000 is not a lot of money in the grand scheme of things. I mean, in 1998 it was more, but like for the level of like nefarious going on here, I feel like 10 grand ain't enough. The development of the Z virus, scheduled to replace the T virus, is near completion. Once completed, I am certain that I will be appointed to be a member of the executive board for Umbrella Inc. It is imperative that we proceed with extreme caution. Redfield and the remaining STARS members are still attempting to uncover information on the project. Continue to monitor their activities and block all attempts to investigate the underground research facilities. William Birkin. Right? Like that kind of seems like a bargain. Like, he said for term. So I don't know what the pay scheme is. It's like 10 grand every month. It's pretty good. Like, for the amount of work, I still feel like it's not enough, but 10 grand is not a lot of money. Even in 1998, it wasn't. To Mr. Brian Irons, Chief of the Raccoon City Police Department. We have a problem. I have received information informing me that Umbrella HQ has sent spies to recover my research on the Z virus. There are an unknown number of agents involved. They must not be allowed to take this project away from me, as it represents my entire life's work. Search the city thoroughly for any suspicious persons. Detain any such individuals by whatever means deemed necessary and contact me immediately through Annette. With these precautions, any possible threat should be eliminated. I will not allow anyone to steal my work on the Z virus, not even Umbrella. William Birkin. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong, if you hand me 10 grand, I'm not going to be mad about it. The elevator appears to go down. Like, at all. Like, I would not be upset about somebody handing me 10K,
going down there.
But, like,
Stay here and wait for me, okay?
for, like, controlling a city police department because of the nefarious experiments of a, global conglomerate pharmaceutical company making bioorganic weapons, 10 grand's not a lot. And I definitely think my price would go up after the Arcalay Mountain incident. Like, I definitely think, like, that's worth more than 10 grand. I see what he did there. I'm sorry. I'm sorry for that joke. I really gotta get around to making a soundboard. But let's go into the room where the giant monster just shoved the thing down a dude's throat and then opened a giant eyeball. That seems like a great decision. And go. There we go.
So you've made it this far. Not bad, girl. But I'm not letting anyone leave my town. Everyone's gonna die.
Calm down.
I'm still really amazed at how good the character models look in this. Like, you can read clear as day what her vest says. You can see the little, like, fabric wrinkles.
Have destroyed my beautiful town.
You can see the different bristles in his mustache. They did such a great job with this.
So it's true. You have been working with Umbrella. Then you must know about the G-Virus. What is it? Tell me!
If you must know, it's the
must
agent
know.
that can turn humans into the ultimate bioweapons. Superior to the T-Virus in every way. Dr. William Birkin is the genius behind the project.
William Birkin.
I'm sure you've already seen his little girl running around here somewhere. Sherry, isn't it? In case you haven't already figured it out. The monster that's been tearing my precinct apart is yet another product of the G-Virus.
The G-Virus.
Ultimate bioweapon.
Yeah, like,
I must be
I'm
trying to cover its
continually
tracks.
amazed. Because this is the AI upscaling of the
I'm
original
going to
game.
take you with me.
Like, there's a specific dolphin emulator running the game. And using an AI to upscale backgrounds, character models, all that stuff. And it does look so good. Like, I'm pleasantly surprised by how good this looks. Claire has no opinion on his corpse. So, Chief Irons, had some hobbies. Oh yeah, 98 was a great year for games. The late 90s, we got a lot of really cool stuff. Like, 1999 is considered, like, one of the best years for movies. Like, go back and just look at what came out in the year 1999, and you'll be amazed at how many, like, absolute classics there are that came out that year. So yeah, Chief Irons has a couple hobbies, including, and I've never noticed it before, an alligator. It's a shawl, fresh blood is smeared on the blade. I also realized I completely failed to give my warning for this part. But yeah, bunch of disturbing stuff, as Claire puts it. Oh, let's go down the hole where the weird thing went. That seems like a great idea, Claire. Oh, nothing seems out of place so far. I spoke too soon. I clearly spoke too soon. So this is our first real boss battle in this one. This is the Z-Adult. It is what happens when a Z monster implants an embryo into a living host. So I'm just gonna do the natural thing of wailing on it with a grenade launcher. And I only have 3 grenades left, so... There we go. So yeah, that was the Z-Adult. Looks hot. Oof. Eek. But we can't go any further. We have to go back and get Cherry. Because for a bit of the game now, this is going to be an escort mission. So let's go get Cherry. Yay. Which, not too thrilled about. Because Sherry has some problems. And you're not wrong. After what she's seen today, disturbing is...
Claire,
like,
you came back.
I
can't believe the man who developed the
We're turning on
G-virus
for a
is
short gaming
actually
session.
my father.
For a short gaming session tonight.
What's wrong, Claire?
Midnight would be about
It's
1
nothing.
my time.
But I think I found a way
Message
out of
me
here.
about when you're done,
should
because
be able to
that's
find someplace
kind of
safe
close to when
if we
I,
can just
you know,
make
start
it
kind
out
of
of
trying to
town.
wrap down for the night.
But
And I do have work
don't worry,
tomorrow.
I'll protect you. I promise.
But
you have to make sure you don't leave my side.
yeah, message me on Discord when you're close to done, when you think, like, timing
Leon,
wise
are you still there?
we'll be getting started.
We're leaving.
I might be down for a little bit.
The streets are still crawling with zombies.
I know you
It'll
and
be all right, trust
you and
me.
Sylvan
We
were
found
talking
a way to
about,
the
like,
sewer.
really
Follow us
itching to
later.
play more 7 Days to Die, which I get it.
Wait!
Okay. Well, I don't want it to seem like I'm like, no, which I do want to play. It's just like, I also... I'll message you on Discord, but you're still set to do not disturb. You can still message me though, can't you? By the way, when you say D&D, my mind did not read it as do not disturb. At first I was like, Dungeons and Dragons. But I'm fairly certain, like, you can still message me when I'm on Do Not Disturb. I just won't get a notification. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, no, drop me a Dungeons and Dragons later. So here's why Sherry sucks. I'm gonna try to do it on purpose. Where is she? Where'd she go? If you run too far away, she stops and hugs her knees. So you constantly have to, like, kind of go slow. I don't know. I also rarely get notifications on Discord anyway. Like, I don't know what I screwed up in the settings, but I don't get notifications
Come on,
often.
Let's get out of here.
That's one of those things I really have to work on fixing. I'm still trying to figure out how to get bots in my Discord to work. Like,
Claire?
hey, it's that eye.
Run!
I can appreciate a monster and a sensible pair of zines. Cause, you know, shame. Bye.
Sherry? Where are you?
Yeah, like,
Sherry!
I would appreciate the assistance. I'm just, like, not 100% sure, like, exactly what to do with them. But I've noticed that, like, they are helpful for certain things. Like, me not having to manually go in and set my live notification on Discord would be nice. Shit like that. It's realistically, it's next week me sitting down and, like, actually putting time and energy into learning how to do it. Ooh, a ladder. The ladder's blocked, okay. It's out of reach. I can't take those crossbow bolts. Oh no, a zombie. So the zombies actually can't grab Sherry. Her model is too small. Which, once again, everything in this room that can be picked up is out of reach. Because the game doesn't actually want you to pick anything up. What we're looking for is this vent right here. And here's another part that's real easy to die at if you screw up. Because these things will kind of stun lock you and swarm you like this. And... okay, cool. Whew. Like, that part actually you can get stun locked and killed real easy. Ooh, a soda can now. Ooh, a medal. It's a wolf medal. Uh-oh. Bye again, I guess, Sherry. Yeah. They can grab you and cause you won't move while you're getting attacked by them. Oh no, it's a monster in jeans. Resident Evil. Always with the grossest fucking noise. Once again, really fun thing. You can disrupt the water here. Like, it's not the greatest water graphic, but, like, I think that's really fun. And we are introduced to a new herb. We have blue herbs. They will cure poison. So you know what that means. There's a poison enemy coming up. Like, Resident Evil, I can't think of a single Resident Evil game that ever, like, puts you in a place where... A ladder. Maybe we can follow Sherry. I can't think of a single Resident Evil game that puts you in a place where there are enemies who do poison damage. But you can't. Like, there isn't a blue herb immediately near them. Pretty sure I shot that zombie in the ass with the first one. Yeah, completely useless. But fun. I always appreciate something that is fun in a video game. But don't worry, Sherry, I'm coming. It's too small for an adult to enter. Claire ain't exactly like a linebacker. Like, how isn't she fitting in that? Like, Claire is, dare I say, like, a pretty petite person. Like... Oh, it doesn't have any flavor text. But yeah, like... I love when games add, like, stupid little, like, unnecessary add-ons. Like being able to screw with something, or... But, we can make a little bit of item room here, real quick. If you combine, now that is a full heal. It'll heal everything. Some old lockers, and, more importantly, the item box. Because we are not going to need our grenade launcher for the moment. But we are going to need our pistol. And we can drop off this full heal. And I completely forgot to go develop that film. I'll, figure something out to showcase what that is at another point. We'll do it in Leon's campaign. And here's where I panic item manage. There we go. There's one more weapon we're gonna get as Claire. We're gonna throw a quick save. And I actually think we'll be done the sewer before the end of this episode. Panic. I mean... So... I love these games. They are like 90% item management. Sewer manager facts. User list of the connecting facility. On the first and third Wednesdays of the month, Angelica Margaret, Chief of Maintenance, will make use of the facilities. Be sure to reduce the moisture levels in the facility by activating the fans, as the equipment she will be using is susceptible to the effect of water vapor. On the 28th of every month, the chemical transporter, Don Weller, will use the facility. The chemicals he will be transporting are extremely volatile. Extreme caution should be observed throughout their transport. On the 6th and 16th of every month, Police Chief Brian Irons will visit the facility to attend regular meetings that take place in the lab. On the 4th Friday of every other month, William Birkin will use the facility to conduct a training seminar for the Chicago branch of Umbrella Inc. As the probability of an attack upon Dr. Birkin will be high, take every measure considerable to guard his life. You will be informed of all potential visitors and times they will arrive as needed. Guide those individuals to their destination safely. We expect nothing but the best from you. Charles Coleman, Secretary Chief, Umbrella Headquarters. So I actually wanted to bring it up in the with the last note, but forgot by the time I finished reading it. That note names all of the STARS members who survive. It named Chris, Jill, Barry, Rebecca, and Brad. The issue is that is theoretically impossible in Resident Evil 1. And here's a sewer map. Always take the map. Because there's no canon way to play Resident Evil 1 where all of those people survive. Brad will always survive. He's a helicopter pilot. They can't make it out without him. He has to survive. And here's some dead dudes. We'll figure out their story later, but make sure you loot the bodies. And here's a ladder we can't go into because the fan is spinning. And oh look, it's a new enemy type. Just in time for the sewers, we get giant spiders, which realistically are not tough. Like, they're a handgun enemy. Just make sure you don't let them be directly above you, because they'll do that. Actually, don't even know if I'm hitting it. And that can poison you. But they'll do that little like, ah, crap, I think it poisoned me. Yep. But it's really not that big a deal because there is a blue herb nearby. Cute spood. I'm going to assume you mean the spiders. But we're going to go in here. I'll deal with those spiders later. There's another enemy coming up that I'm going to have to deal with. So. But right here we have an awkward camera angle and some blue herbs. You get free use of blue herbs here. Completely free. No item slot, nothing. Use them right away. And, oh no.
Oh, I see. Another spy sent by Umbrella, right? Let me guess. You're here to steal my husband's G-Virus, aren't you?
Nobody wants your husband's G-Virus.
Husband?
God, Annette.
Then you must be Annette. Sherry's mother?
I guess I got spoiled that a little bit.
Sherry's wandering around alone in the sewers. You have to help me find her.
That's impossible. I told her to go to the police station. What's she doing here?
Lady,
William will
the
be
sewers
after her.
connect to the police
William?
station.
That's right.
It's not
The
that hard to
creature
assume
who's been causing
she
all
went
this
from one to the
destruction is
other.
none other than my own husband.
You married that monster? And here we have a legit CG cutscene.
This way.
It's sheer perfection. My precious G-Virus. No one will ever take you away from me.
I like how the G-Virus looks like grape Kool-Aid.
There he is.
So you finally come.
Doctor, we're here to collect the G-Virus sample.
Sorry, but I won't just hand over my life's work.
Stop it. You might hit the sample.
That
Did
thermos
all right. Okay, let's move out.
killed an entire city.
him. Oh my. Hold on, darling. I'm taking care of that bullet wound first. Stay here.
Yes. The T virus, which stood for tyrant virus, and then G virus, the great virus.
Roger.
I mean, I have a vague memory of this, but didn't like G Fuel straight up make Resident Evil flavors for a minute there when like Resident Evil 3 came out?
The G-Virus has the ability to revitalize.
And I think one of them was like G Virus. Or like Nemesis Berry or something like that. They were dumb.
Over there.
I remember that. T for Tangerine.
You freak!
I mean, it is Ecto Cooler colored.
Stopping it!
So
What
like,
is
Tangerine kind of works.
Hurry!
I love this cutscene as a kid. Though I never quite understood it. He's just eating the vials?
What is this thing? Fire! Fire! Son of a...
Well, you're boned. And then the rats.
So those rats were the carriers of the virus?
As a result of his virus,
Resident Evil's
induced
kind of screwy
transmutation,
when you think about it.
William should have lost any prior memories he had as a human by
'Cause
now.
I
tried
can't
to
think of a
save him,
single Resident Evil game
but
where you
so
fight
late.
infected rats.
But
And that's
But the
not
rats
even the end of
caused
the
this.
story. Every G-virus bioweapon, including
In fact, the
William,
only infected rats
has
I
the
can think of
ability
is
to
in,
implant embryos
and it's
into
very well
other
done,
life forms. That's why he's
Infinite
after
Darkness, the CZ
What are you trying to
series on
say?
Netflix.
The bodies of individuals with non-related genetic coding are likely to reject the embryo. But since Sherry is his daughter, that possibility is non-existent.
Who would have known the Z
It's an
virus came from
inherent survival
Alabama?
instinct.
That's mean. I shouldn't make that joke. I'm sure there's fine people
It's
from
Sherry.
Alabama.
you go that way.
But we now have to go find Sherry. Always with finding fucking Sherry. I'll make no bones about it. I am not a fan of Sherry. But here's one of the many uses for this valve that we have to use 12 times. And also, here's a fun little thing to notice. There's a typewriter right there. I wonder why. I mean, something bad's gonna happen. I mean, granted, I'm going to do this in the easy way, because I think that's a more fun way to show it. But we got some weapons, or a little bit of ammo, some herbs, and a save point. I don't think I'll save here. But you should, because there's a thing coming up, especially if you're going to do it in any other way than what I am. Got a nice long corridor here. Glowing light there that's green right now. It looks like there's something in the water.
Sherry!
Taking a risk, oh yeah. I'd say I'm taking a bit of a risk. Here's a goddamn alligator. I'm not even gonna repeat that sentence, because that means somehow I'll screw this up. But looked like there was a little button there I could press, and a canister just fell out of the wall. Oh look, it bit that canister. I've handled that. That's why I didn't save. To be fair, that is a quick, easy way to do that. In my opinion, the right way to do that. You can also fight the alligator. And if you fight the alligator, you essentially don't kill it. It just backs up and charges through the wall, and you have to fight it again in the B scenario. But because I just killed it, it won't show up in B scenario. We already left one enemy for Leon. Let's not leave him too. And I was not trying to click on Cherry. I was trying to take that,
Come on.
wolf coin
Wake
or
up,
whatever
shall
it
we?
is. Why is the tail hiding evidence?
My stomach. It hurts.
Don't worry. You'll be fine. Come on. Let's go.
Yeah, trust Claire and her weird, lifeless eyes. But we're almost out of the sewers, because the sewers are stupidly quick in this game, which I like. I don't need to be in here for a million hours, unlike Resident Evil 2 Remake. You'll be fine till you're not. Oh yeah. I mean, I got the little graphic up there. It says, right there, it says fine. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. Except for our inventory. We are quite full. Sewer Manager's Diary. Because I often leave my diary at work. June 28th. It's been a while, but I saw Don today, and we talked after completing our work. He told me he had been sick in bed until yesterday. It really doesn't come as much of a surprise given how long he's been working here. He was sweating like a horse and kept scratching his body. Don't horses not sweat? Isn't that part of the problem with like why horses overheat so easily? While we were talking, I asked if he was hot, but he just looked at me funny. What's wrong with him anyway? July 7th. Chief Irons has been visiting the lab quite often lately. I don't know what he's doing over there, but he always looks grim. The expression on his face has been more unsettling than usual. My guess is that it's because of Dr. Birkin's impossible request. The chief has my sympathies, though. After all he's done for this town, he doesn't deserve this. Doesn't he, though? July 21st. I rarely drink because I'm on the graveyard shift, but I don't suppose I have much to complain about since this is how I earn my living. Why even write that? Like, what? I rarely drink because I'm on the graveyard shift, but I don't suppose I have much to complain about since this is how I earn my living. Why? Okay, did you have a page count you had to reach, bro? Chief Irons came in late today, looking grimmer than usual. I tried to joke with him to cheer him up, but he wasn't amused. He pulled his gun and threatened to shoot me. I was able to calm him down, but that guy must have some serious problems. He knows he can't enter the lab without my help and my medal. This is what it means for the chief to serve and protect. William informed me that the police and media have begun their investigation on Umbrella's affairs. He said that the investigation will be citywide and there is a probability that they'll even search through the sewers. He asked me to suspend all Umbrella sewer operations until the investigation has concluded. The sewer will still be used for passes, but he stressed that I have to be extremely cautious and that I'd lose my job if anyone finds out about this operation. Well, it does look like he got terminated. Thanks for waiting, Sherry. Okay. Oh my god, she almost always gets hung up on that fucking corner. But we got 2 medals. We can turn off a fan. Let's go. But yeah, the sewers are real easy. Sherry, why did you turn? It's a straight line. I hate Sherry. I also think I only have a couple bullets in my gun, so I should unequip it entirely. Oh, I'm sure that zombie isn't gonna get up. Oh, look, they all got up. Come on, Sherry. We're not messing with them. Those will be somebody else's problem. Same thing with the spiders, Sherry. Keep running. Serpentine, Sherry, serpentine. But we put the metals in the doohickey. And all the water's gone. And you can actually hear the thumpings of the spiders. Usually the spiders are dead by the time I do that, but... So this is one of my favorite, like, Resident Evil mysteries. What is this? I do not have an answer for what that boom is supposed to be. Like, it's never explained, it's never, like, told. It only happens right there. The spider real close up. I thought there was usually ammo here. Come along, Sherry. But it's time to take a ride on a cable car. And I have 2 item spots. So I hope there's nothing good along the way. Oh, look, a thing. So, I forgot to bring it, admittedly. But generally, this is a flare gun. You'd use the lighter and fire off a flare into the darkness. It would light up, and it would show you that there's something right here. The W box key. Which, if we examine... An odd-shaped key, Umbrella's logo on the ring. The W box key will come up later. God damn it, Sherry. I was still... You can see me. Your head is turning to look at me. Christ. This is just gonna be... The next segment of this game is just me hollering at Sherry. Thankfully, you don't have to deal with her too much longer, but... Yeah, we got a couple zombies in here. We're just gonna take them out. Because there's a couple things in this hallway I kind of want. So, they all need to die. Particularly this. If I can find it. It's actually kind of tricky to find because it's on the zombie. And I don't have the item slots needed for it. That is Claire's final weapon. That will be very useful in the endgame. Possibly slightly earlier because I may need it. I don't hear the stupid little pitter-patter of feet behind me. Sherry, where the fuck even is she? You got hung up in this fucking corner, didn't you? Come on. I'm gonna edit this, I'm gonna wind up editing this to make a supercut of Ralph hollers at a child on a video game. think there's one more over here. So, I don't remember this in the original game. This weird, like, giant hole. Oh, we are very low on ammo. God damn it, Cherry. It's a straight line. Just keep walking, you'll find me. So, we are about to enter the last little leg of the game. Which means that this is going to be, I'm going to finish up this room, and this will be about where I leave off. I'm going to run back and grab that gun off camera and all that. I did show where it was, so. But actually, I don't need that weapon box key either. But yeah, like, we're gonna run back, grab that, run back up and save, and that'll be it for tonight. But thankfully, I don't have to worry about Cherry now. She'll stay up in that room. That stupid little fucking Cherry. But this is one of the better weapons in, like, that Claire gets. It is essentially a high-powered taser. High-voltage gun to repel experimental animals. It uses spark shot rounds and has a range of 10 feet. So there's no other ammo for it. There was originally batteries for it in the beta of this, or like Resident Evil 2.5 or the demo or something like that. So she can keep from being killed. I mean, if she can fuck up being in that room, I would be amazed. But because Sherry could fuck up just about anything. But yeah, I'll grab this last item and then save and we'll call it. So Claire doesn't really get any like real heavy firepower, unfortunately. So the best you can ask for is the spark shot, which, while capable, not really the best. I'm actually going to dump all of my items because I'm going to have to remake my entire inventory at the start of the next one. Something is coming. Something big. Oof. I mean, I don't know if she's better or worse, though, than Ashley in Resident Evil 4. But that is it for me. I want to thank everybody for coming in. Thank you, Dapper, for hanging out. I hope you have a good night, good rest of your night at work. I thought there was a thing down my face this way. It just looked like it for a minute with the way I turned. But I hope you all have a good day. I hope you all have a good rest of your week. I, once again, will not be live on Sunday. I'm taking a little bit of me time, but the reason I'm taking a little bit of me time for the weekend is because all next week I'm going to be streaming a lot. I'm on vacation from my day job, so I'm planning to do a bunch of things. So far I have, thank you, Dapper. You as well. I hope the rest of your night at work goes well. And like I said, I'll check Discord. Message me when it gets closer to when you're free, we'll see if we can play for a little while. Pardon me. But I will be streaming a lot more next week. Of course, like I said, I'm off work, so we'll be doing some. Please do. I also will be. If you have any suggestions for games to play, hop in my Discord. That I didn't copy a link to before I started because I'm real good at this. That I'm posting in the chat right now. But hop into the Discord at that link, and under the suggest a game. I'm looking for games that are like 4 to 6 hours ish, closer to 4 hopefully. That I can beat in one shot, and that'll be what I play. So far I have a couple suggestions for other ones that I might kind of like roll through. But all next week, it's gonna be our last big like push towards affiliate kind of stuff. So I already have the followers and all that. We're just looking for the average viewers. But that is it for me. Y'all have a good weekend. I'll see you Monday.